In this class, we will see what are the different types of arrays. So we have three types of arrays. First one is 1D array, which is also called as one-dimensional array or single-dimensional array. And second one is 2D array, two-dimensional array. And all other arrays beyond 2D arrays are considered as multi-dimensional arrays. Okay. Now we'll see what is meant by 1D array in detail. So, what is meant by 1D array? We have discussed before the array introduction. So, the same way in 1D array, elements are stored in single row. Okay. So, what is an array? Array is a collection of homogeneous data types which follows contiguous memory allocation, and the index starts from 0 to it ends from n still n-1, right? So in the 1D arrays, what you will be seeing is all the elements are arranged in a row. We have already seen this. Please go through the link in the description, the previous video. You can go through the concept again. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So my elements are 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40. Okay. So, I want to access these elements. So, I will access some. My array name is A of 0 equals 36, A of 1 equals to 37 and so on till A of 4 equals to 40. This is what we call it as 1D arrays. Okay. So, we have already seen the program also for 1D array. So, what are the advantages of 1D array? You can access elements very easily. Right? You can access elements very easily with the help of indexes. This is how you will access elements. And what is the main disadvantage of arrays? You will have to fix the size of the array before itself. Okay. Statically, you have to declare array. For example, for declaration of this, I have declared 4. You cannot change this after this. In case if you want to add elements also, you cannot directly add elements. You have to statically allocate memory before itself. This is the disadvantage of 1D array. Okay. So, now we'll see the array operations in 1D array. Okay. So, let me consider an array int some A of 8. Okay. So, my 8 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 0 to 7. Okay, 8 elements I want to store. Now, say for example, my elements are 62, 48, 92, 101, some 101 or 36 or like 5, 15, 51 like this. Okay, so we'll see what are the operations I'll perform on this array. I can perform insertion, deletion, traversal. Okay. We'll first see what is meant by insertion, deletion and traversal. So this insertion can be done in 3 ways. At beginning, at end, at a position. Deletion also can be done in the same. At beginning, at end, at position. So what is meant by traversal? Visiting each element. For example, if I have asked you what is the element, so I've asked you to print all the elements. First, what you will be doing? You will write a for loop for I equals to 0, I is less than this 8, I plus plus, right? So here I will be printing my elements, printf %d A of 5. To print all these elements, what do I need? First, I have to see the A of 0th element. Next, 1 element, 2 element, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is true. This is not being executed. Okay. So, for printing all the elements, I have to visit all the elements. Okay. So, this is called a traversal. So we'll see what is meant by insertion. For example, you want to insert an element at the beginning. For example, my elements are like this. Okay. I have one space over A of 7th position. Okay. I want to add an element at the front or at the beginning at this position. So if I want to add positions, so if I want to add elements over here, I have to move all my elements towards right side. For example, if I add an element over here, so what would the array be? Okay. So I want to add an element 30 at the beginning. What is beginning? This one, right? 30, 62, 48, 92, 101, 36, 5 and 15. You are shifting right like this. Right? This is how you insert elements at the beginning. Okay? So what is next one? At the end. Say for example, I don't have elements over here. Okay. Now I want to add an element at the end. So I will add some 15. So I want to add 15 over here. Okay. What is my last position? This one, right? You can directly add in case if there is space. This is called insertion at end of the array. And third one is at a particular position. Say for example, you have elements like this. Okay. This space for 9 elements. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So now you want to add an element at 1's index. Okay. Where is my 1th index? Here, right? I want to add an element over there at 62 position. So the 62 will be shifted towards right one step. So 62 will go here. Again 42 will be going here. This one here and this here. Then what happens? 30 and the element which I have added, say for example, it's 26, 26, 62, 48, 92 and 101. After inserting at end, my array is like this. Okay. So in case if you want to insert at beginning, you have to particularly shift the elements towards right, one step right. Okay. Again, if you want to add an element at the end, in case if there is space at the end, or if you find a empty location over there, you can directly add the element over there. And if you want to add at a particular position, you have to consider the index or position number. Then you have to add that element and shift all other elements towards one step right. This is how insertion is done in 3 ways in arrays. Deletion also can be performed in 3 ways. At beginning, at end and at a particular position. So first at the beginning. You need not give elements, okay, for beginning. You can directly delete them because at beginning only one element is present. 62 is present. So at beginning you will delete this element, okay. Then you will shift the all other elements next to 62 towards left one step. Okay. Shift all of them. So what happens to my array now? 48, 92, 101, 36, 5, 15, 2 empty spaces. Right? Okay. So when you want to delete an element from the beginning of the array, 1D array, you have to delete that element and shift all other elements next to that deleted element towards left one step. Okay, move them towards one step left. Next step, if you want to delete an element at the end. So in case if you want to delete at the end, you will see directly what is the end element and you can directly delete and note them. Okay, now you want to delete an element at a particular position. Say for example, I have only 4 elements. Say for example, I have 5 elements, index 0 to 4. I want to delete this element. I will give the position. My position is 2. So this element is being deleted and all other elements towards next to 101 will be shifted towards left. Done? So, in case of insertion, all the elements, in case if you want to insert at beginning, okay, elements are being shifted towards right. In case for deletion, elements are being shifted towards left. You have to remember this. Okay. This is how the insertion and deletion operations are done in arrays.